CC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this quilted heart. This is crochet, but it's called crochet quilting. It's been around for a very long time, and it's something I wanted to try and pass on to you guys because it's really great for beginners, and it makes these really cool 3D projects. So as you can see, we're going to learn how to do this heart today. Okay, so what you're going to need for this is you're going to need a 5.5 millimeter hook. You're going to need some worsted weight for yarn. Now again, if you want to make this smaller or bigger, you can use a smaller hook, smaller yarn, bigger hook, bigger yarn. And also when you get into the project, you'll find how to make it bigger by the things that we're making to make this heart. Okay, you might also need some stick pins, but you might not. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle to work in your ends and work the heart together. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial. As I said, this is great for beginners because all you're doing is, if you know how to make a single crochet back and forth, and you can make this 3D heart. That is how easy it is. And like I said, that's why I wanted to do a video on it. So what you're doing is, and a lot of people can't stand the talking, they just want you to get right in, but some people like for you to explain, so you can fast forward if you want. But you're making a sequence of these right here, just like this. And they're all a little bit smaller than the other, okay? And then you just place one on top of the other here at the end. And then you twist them like this. And then you sew them together. And then we're going to do another one on the other side. So that's how this is done. And I'm going to show you the exact measurements, and I'm going to show you how to sew it and everything. Okay, so what you're going to do, because this is for total beginners, you're going to take your yarn, you're going to make a slip knot, you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then into the second stitch from the hook, you're going to put a single crochet. So go into that stitch with your hook, pull up your yarn. You have 2 loops, go through both loops. Then you're going to do that in the next stitch. And then you're going to do that in the next stitch. Just like that. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And then you're going to put a single crochet right here in this first stitch. And then a single crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the next one. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, do a single crochet in this first stitch, do a single crochet in the next stitch, and do a single crochet in the next. So now we have 3 rows of single crochet, and that's all we need for our first one. We're going to cut off, leaving enough yarn to work in. And then you're just going to tie off your yarn by pulling through and then tightening. So that's our first one. So that single crochet is going back and forth 3 rows. Our next one, we're going to do the same thing. Make a slip knot, chain 4, put a single crochet in each stitch going back down. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, turn your work, put a single crochet in your first stitch, a single crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the next. So now we have 2 rows of single crochet. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn, and you're just going to keep doing that until you have 6 rows. So now we have 2, so this is our third. Chain 1 and turn, This is our 4th. Chain 1 and turn. This will be our 5th. Chain 1 and turn. And this will be our 6th. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you cut off, leaving a bit to work in. Pull through. And now you've got your second one. So you're increasing by 3 in each one. So now we will go to 9. So we make another slip knot. We chain 4. We do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And another single crochet. And another single crochet. So now we have 3 across. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Do single crochets again. And we're going to do that for 9 rows now. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 5th row, our 6th row, our 7th row, our 8th row, and our 9th. So again, we're just increasing by 3 for each one of these little crocheted strips we're doing here. Pull through. Okay. So now that we have that down pat and you know what to do, I'm going to explain to you. So this one has 3 rows. This one has 6 rows. This one has 9 rows. This has 12 rows. This has 15 rows, and this has 18 rows, okay? So you need all of those, just like that. So I want you to continue doing this, just like this, until you get to the one with 18 rows, tie off, and then I'll meet you back up in just a minute, and I will show you how to work in your ends because this is a beginner video. So I'll see you in just a second. And I do want to tell you, I forgot to mention this before I paused to make all of the. When you get to the last one and you're making your last strip and it's the 18, I want you to leave your last side, I want you to leave really long piece because you're going to use that to sew with, and then you're going to work all the rest in. So on this last one, make sure you make a long one, and also make sure that you're making 2 of each of these. So you're going to need 2 of these rows of 3, 2 of these rows of 6, 2 of these rows of 9, 2 of these rows of 12, 2 of these rows of 15, and 2 rows of 18. Okay? I'll see you back in just a second. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces that we need done. We just need to work in our ends over here, and because this is a beginner video, I'm going to show you how to work in your ends. I'm going to take a darning needle out of here, and I'm going to show you this. We're going to put this onto our darning needle, and we're going to do both pieces. We're going to work them in. And only on the last, where I told you to leave that long piece, that's the only piece we're not going to work in, is that last one. Okay. So to work in your ends, you're just going to take your yarn here and you're going to work it in the back with your darning needle, and you're going to do 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. However you can get it in there. Try not to pull too hard to mess up your little square here. And then you're going to do that for the other side as well. And you're just going to continue to do that. So I'm going to go off camera, Let's both work in all of our ends and then we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we have all of our ends worked in except for this last long piece here. So what we're going to do for our first side of the heart is we're going to take this first one, line it up at the very beginning here, the very beginning of this one, and then do just like this. Just keep stacking them all the way down, just like that. And then you're going to fold this together like so, just like that. And that's the first side of our heart. So then you're going to take this long piece here that you've kept joined, and the first thing that we're going to do, because we want this to have a point at the end, is we're going to work this end together. So the longest piece we're going to work together at the end with a whip stitch or an in and out stitch, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to go in through the sides and work in the middle here. Okay. So let's start with this. We're going to put this onto our darning needle. And I'm using a fairly large darning needle as well. If you've got a plastic one, that one will work fine too. So keeping this all together, the first thing I'm going to do is work in my ends. And the way I'm going to do it is just in and out here, just like this. And we're creating that point there. And then I'm going to go through again right over here just to make it look uniform. Even though there really was only 3 stitches, I just want to make sure. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and out of this work, making sure that all of these stay together. So I'm going to now go through here, and I'm going to start going through all of the work together. Using this fairly large darning needle, just like you would if you were making amigurumi or something. You're just going to work through all of the pieces. And when you do this, it's just going to look like stitches on the other side. Just like this. And then you can work this in. And if you have any pieces trying to come out, you can take your darning needle and push them back in if you need to. So then to work this in, all you're going to do is go through your work, and that's just going to make it even tighter. So I'm just going to do that a couple more times, just like that. Okay. And we've got that side of the heart done. And then you can cut this off. Now on this side with these pieces, I forgot to leave a long piece on my end. So I'm going to show you what to do if that happens to you as well. And I'm going to stack these just like I did my other ones. Right here, right on top of each other. And then I'm going to fold them together, just like this. I'm going to pull out this end here, and then I'll just use the yarn that I have onto my darning needle and do just like I did before, leaving a piece hanging over here so that I can work that in. It's easier when it's attached, but it'll work this way as well. Again, just doing this little extra one here. Just like that. And then I'm going to start working in and out of my project. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place these together like so to make a heart. The first thing I want to do though is do the bottom. And again, you'll have to leave a little piece there at the bottom. Just like this. Just join join it together like this. Just like that. And I might do one more. And it's all into what you want your heart to look like. Just like that. And then I'm going to push this through and go around to the back side and sew that as well. You could also go through the entire work and just punch through. It's totally up to you what you want to do. Okay. Just one more here. And then I'm just going to take this and work this right back into the middle of my work. Cut off. Work in my last piece. Doing the same thing, just going in and out. Okay, and then what you can do now is you can use your darning needle to kind of get this to look the way you want it to. So you can pull down on certain things, pull up, kind of like when you're doing amigurumi for a stuffed project, to get it to kind of look the way that you want it to exactly. And then you've got a beautiful 3D heart. Isn't that so cool? I love these. This is so great for beginners, especially if you're brand new to crochet. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need any help or anything, don't hesitate to ask in the comments section below. I would like to ask you to please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notify me bell below if you haven't already. And please share. Sharing helps more than anything, and I really appreciate it. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and I have videos over there as well. So come join me on those sites as well. And I'll see you there. Happy crocheting, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.